Hello, my name is Omie D, the Experience, along with my friend here,
Darth Trailer Park.
Trailer Park, here to bring you
Hi.
what is hopefully known to some. Is mosquito season already?
I got them taken care of. Chemical warfare.
Chemical warfare. Look, last time we heard about that, it started a whole war, but
Me
we're
versus
here
dogs.
anyway. Despite all that could stop us, we are here. We are
All
back.
the Gestapo?
Not the Gestapo.
All that could stop us.
Yeah, I mean they could use the Gestapo, but you can't stop us. You can only try to contain us, and that's impossible.
You can't contain.
That's impossible. But what you can't contain is the greatness of this show. I am Omie D. This is the ODL Experience, along with
More or less. You went the wrong way.
I looked the right way though.
I'm over here.
Oh, you're right. You are over there. And then there's somebody over there.
This is fun for us. I don't know if anybody else cares about this.
Nobody probably cares. It's like that. They're like, who are these guys? It's the ODL Experience. Season 5. We're coming to you live. As you know, it's time for True Stories, King James version. Look, are you ready?
The King James version.
The King James version. It's the King James version.
Yep, let's get into that.
That guy's such a turd. Anyway, let's do this.
Bonus beats.
What are we doing? Are we back? It's back. It's time. Hey.
I got my mega pint.
Your mega pint. What are you drinking?
Mega pint of wine. What are you talking about? Gotta
I didn't see you glasses. Oh my god.
Don't look at my glasses. Stay away from my glasses.
You look like a Muppet from a Sesame Street music video that I remember when I was a kid. Everybody know what I'm talking about. Shout outs to everybody looking at.
Shout out to everybody who remembers exactly what you're thinking without saying.
Shout outs to all my Sesame Street gangsters in the house. Anyway, It is time for True Stories.
King James
version. We're gonna start off with Genesis 1-1.
King James was interesting. So
great guy. So born in Akron, Ohio, by far probably one of the best players in basketball. If you don't think that LeBron is the best player in basketball, I mean, this is a topic that can be argued amongst circles, just like who's the best in this and who's the best in that. But King James, and we're going to go into that today. We're going to talk about exactly why King James is the best in more or less his opinion.
Not talking about that.
I didn't know his mother's name was iconic. That is pretty cool. That was pretty cool. He was like destined to be great. Your grandfather's name is great. Your father's name is great. And then your name is
his mother was a great woman, historic reign, title king. So we're not talking about that King James. Now, the King James that we are talking about, there's similarities here. Check this out. He was not part of the regular monarchy. He was thrust into power suddenly. He was an incredible athlete, and frankly, he was not very popular when he was in power. And he didn't really care what the haters thought of him.
No, look, wow, if you were king, you know what I'm saying? You don't care what the haters think, baby. It's all about look, when you're a king, you don't worry about what the haters say. Okay. You just do your thing, you have your throne, you do your macho man, Randy Savage, and it doesn't matter.
Stomp it out. You got it. Yep. So, but it's cool that you brought up, that King James, modern King James, because we're talking about an athlete here. We're talking about somebody who was in power, just trying to do what he does.
Do his thug thizzle. His thug thizzle, as they say.
Thug thizzle.
His thug thizzle. Yeah, he's trying to do his thing, man. He's trying to
No
come
lo
on.
comprendo. Thug
Oh,
fizzle?
it's okay. It's okay. You're dad. I'm still hip.
Okay, thanks for going that way on justifying why I didn't
I'm
understand
trying to
that.
save myself.
Yeah, it's okay. You're a father. Yeah, yeah. So
Happy Father's Day, my friend.
thank you, thank you. And if it applies to you in any way, you as well, and anybody
Happy
who's
Father's Day,
watching, yeah,
everybody.
happy Father's Day,
Happy
every way.
Father's Day.
So King James, born 1394, so we're talking about the beginning of the 15th century.
Okay.
He is the great grandson of Robert the Bruce,
This
and
guy.
he's part. Yeah, who is that?
His daddy Roberto from Robert Boucher from
Yeah.
Bobby, it's me, your daddy Roberto. You said his daddy was Robert. So I found a picture of Robert Bruce, I think. Roberto Bruce Boucher. We're close. We're close.
Yep. He's the first of the Stuart dynasty. We're talking about Scotland, by the way, if we haven't already mentioned that. And Robert the Bruce is not part of yeah, the Stuart dynasty. Okay.
Look what I can do.
Oh.
Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
No, it's great. He's ruler of Scotland from 1424 until 1437. So you notice how old he is. He doesn't become the ruler until he's about 30, but then dies by the time he's 43.
Yep, too much writing Bibles and stuff.
So let's get an idea of what's happening around that time. So we all know who Robert the Bruce is, right? Don't we?
Yeah, we just had a picture of him on the thing.
Yes. There's other iconic, mesmerizing celebrity photos of Robert the Bruce, specifically the one of Braveheart fame.
Let me see. I can
So
find that.
this is the guy. It's also on the next slide. This is the guy. There he is. This is the guy who deceived William Wallace in the movie. You remember that?
Oh, why would you do that? I was very disturbed.
Yes. Remember, he's yelling at his father. His father's got leprosy up in the top, and he's like, "I love him," and then he deceives him and becomes well loved, even though he was part of all of that. Yep.
That's what he looked like if he was on the cover of a dollar bill.
Correct.
Yeah.
Still a chance, Mr. Bruce.
Yeah.
Still a chance. Oh, sorry, Mr. The Bruce.
The Bruce, Mr. The Bruce. Say the whole thing. It's like A Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. Yeah, not just Quest, not just a tribe, not just any tribe.
But
yeah. So Robert the Bruce has a daughter named Marjorie, and she marries the Stuart. Okay. So let's see, who did she marry?
Wait, you're kidding me.
Marge
marries the Stuart.
Walter Stewart. Yeah, that's
where
the
my bad.
Yes.
Okay, I thought you meant this guy.
So Robert the Bruce was king, conqueror, all different kinds of titles. He had a daughter, not a son, and we know how controversial that is. She marries a Stuart. Okay. She dies in childbirth, giving birth to Robert II, Mr. Robert Jr. there.
Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Jr. Yep, I didn't have a picture of him, so I went with that one.
Way to go. What a comeback, right? After that moment right there, like you remember that? Like he was done. Like he just got caught with like crack and like a transgender woman and stuff like that. And
good for him. He's progressive.
Very progressive. He was way ahead of his time. And now he's one of the best people in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Shout out to Rob.
Real controversial, just like the Downey Jr. Robert II. Real controversial.
Robert III looks like a transgender person.
I didn't have any more pictures of Roberts, so I went with that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right on.
So we're talking about Robert II. So he is a Bruce and a Stuart. And these are the two lines that are arguing. And right off the bat, even from Robert the Bruce to the Stuarts to, well, not Marjorie, she died early, but Robert II, Robert III, they're all up in arms, back and forth over who's really in charge. Scottish independence is a real fight. And England isn't having it. England has no interest in Scotland having independence, having the crown, and this Scottish crown is bouncing between the lines of the Bruces and the Stuarts, and whoever has it, the other one wants it, and whoever doesn't have it has the support of England until they get it, and then the murders attempted, the assassinations are attempted, and it's just back and forth all over the place. And England just keeps making sure that whoever's in charge of Scotland doesn't stay.
This is Romeo and Juliet you're talking about. Are you sure you're talking about something real? This is like the Montagues and the Capulets. Is this what you're talking about? Are you
Absolutely.
Sure?
Mm-hmm.
This
Stuarts and the Bruces. Yep.
No. They were called the Montagues and the Capulets. Was it the Capulets?
Yeah, exactly. The Stuarts and the Bruces. You're right.
Yeah, they had guns and stuff in that movie in the 90s. It was great. Why do you keep saying the wrong names? Anyway,
I didn't.
Continue.
No, I said the same thing you did. The Stuarts and the Bruces.
The Montagues and the Capulets.
Yes, Bruces and the Stuarts. Yep, we're saying the same thing. Are we? We totally said the same thing.
Anyway, so continue. I can hear you.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the Bruces and the Stuarts, like you were saying, what's important is that they're in constant battle between kings and stewards of the land versus kings of the land, and the Stuarts of the land and the Bruces of the land. They keep putting people in prison. There's a lot of bribes. There's a lot of ransoms. England gets involved. Sometimes the Pope shows up and looks around. And he's like, all right. Here's how I see it.
So the Pope who rides out to Scotland? Wait, what happened? I can't hear you. You went away. Did you mute yourself? Unmute yourself. Your mic isn't connected according to the thing. Did you disconnect your mic? Do something. Nope, can't hear you. Still says your mic's disconnected. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're having technical difficulties and we're not going to break away. We're just going to make the screen really big. So this is really, can't hear you yet. No, unplug it and plug it back in. You just did that. I actually can read lips when it's in a space version. No, I can't read that. I can't. Look, how about you leave and come back? And I'll hold it down while you. All right. So look, it's finally happened. I know you've been waiting for this moment just as much as everyone else in the world has been waiting for the moment. It's time for the Omie experience. And so I have nothing prepared. So I hope this guy bounces back really quickly. Hello?
Did that work?
What?
Did that work? No?
What
the hell?
Why would I say what if it didn't work?
I don't know, because you can read lips, apparently.
Only on the internet.
Oh, man. Oh, so I'm back? Good? That worked?
Yes, I can hear you.
You must be in IT if you're telling me to turn it off and not on back on again. All right, so we're talking about the Montagues and the Capulets and England trying to get in there and make sure that, if somebody's imprisoned or there's ransoms and briberies, and making sure that whoever's in charge dethrones somebody, and then they go about dethroning that somebody. So there's always terrible stuff happening. What?
I hit the wrong button. Sorry. Nobody's seeing what I just did. Don't worry.
No, as long as you're not playing some more music like in the middle of the episode, that's fine.
That's fine. It only happened once in 5 seasons. Give me a break. So
Robert II there had a son named John, who identified as Robert III.
Oh, I see what you did there. Did there. Real slick.
He was part of the Great Rebellion against their uncle David Bruce, but actually sided with David Bruce later to become Earl. So they'll side with people and say, I hate you, and then I love you. I think we were talking about the Pope who would show up.
Yes, we were talking. The Pope came and he was talking about, look, this is what I think we should do.
Yep, and everybody went, oh, of course, yeah, the Pope. Yep. And then the Pope would leave, and guess what would happen?
They would just go straight back to doing gangsta
back
stuff.
To it again, gangsta again, thuggery, like you said earlier.
Hood, thug dizzle. They just want to do hood rat stuff.
The thuggest thuggery of all time. So you get an idea of what it's like to be king of Scotland in the 14th century, yeah?
Pretty rough. It's like being like head of a gang war.
Sure.
Is that why the movie was that a movie Gangs of Scotland that was here in the United States? Was it Gangs of Scotland?
It was a musical that they did somewhere near Tyler, Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, called Gangs of Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah, big Scottish influence out there in Tyler,
Yeah,
Texas.
absolutely.
Shout
out to Tyler, Texas.
Best Scottish restaurant I ever went to.
All right. So King Richard III had a son named James. Okay. James was 11 or 12 when he was taken to France by his dad, and on the way, James is kidnapped in England because England does what?
They play basketball. They do gangster shit.
They do some gangster shit.
Yeah,
same thing.
Stuff
Yes. So his father keeps going to France, and he's hanging out in France, and he's totally saying things like, "Oh, so England took my kid."
Oh wow.
England holds him in prison for 18 years.
What? And teaches him how to play basketball?
I'm sure he learns how to play a little wall ball. I'm sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we played wall ball when we were we was it wall ball? Yeah, we called it wall ball in elementary. It was good. I enjoyed it. That was good. We played with a what's the ball? The racket ball, Zaboon. That one hurt way worse.
Handball?
No. This was wall ball. It was different.
Yeah. Oh, if you used a racquetball. See, so you're almost spot on because while he's in prison for 18 years,
what?
He learns to play jeu de paume, which is the predecessor to tennis. Now he's exactly. So he's in prison and England's playing these political games. Yeah. So this is the game he's learning to play. Okay.
Give me some of those for the next show.
England offers him up for ransom.
Like a scholarship?
So a ransom, like, hey, we'll release King James if you pay us so much money. Guess who they ransom him to? Guess who agrees to pay the money to let him go?
Magic Johnson and the LA Lakers.
Exactly. Himself. Yes. England ransoms King James to himself. So a 30-year-old James.
So hold on. He just was like, hey,
I'm the fucking king, guys.
Here you go. There's like, how much money you want? I got it sitting in here. I've been playing.
I got it back at home in my wallet.
Yeah, if you just, can I call my guy and tell him to bring me my wallet? Let me just stay here and play palm ball with my palm pants on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm about that life. I could do. We need to go play palm. Is it palm or palme?
It's French.
Palme.
I don't know.
Palme.
It's jeu de baguette.
Jeu de paume.
I'm just gonna call it tennis wall ball. Wall ball works.
Look at that net. That's not even. Is that a basket of fruit right there?
You gotta have snacks. You can't have a good game of tennis without snacks.
But why? Okay, so this guy over here, he's obviously got like a weed pipe and something to drink. And
a weed pipe, a paraphernalia bong.
He's got a pair. That's a bong, and they got dates or whatever they eat in France. That's French toast in there. But anyway, I digress.
No, it's solid. This dude's learning how to play this. He's over here. He's hearing about all this stuff, and he's like, "I can put an end to this, England.
Pickleball. It's pickleball.
I will pay you." Yeah, it's this early stages of pickleball to tennis ball, back to pickleball, and King James is like, "Let me go." They let him go. They ransom himself, so he goes back to Scotland. Is immediately crowned king. There's no doubt that he's king, and he's immediately like, "I'm tired of all this bullshit." He takes everyone's titles away. He doesn't take a side. He is a Bruce, but he doesn't care about the Bruces or the Montagues or the Stuarts. And he raises taxes, all because in the English prison system, he didn't learn to backstab and take deals. He just learned how to play jeu de paume.
Yeah.
That's all he wants to do. This dude raises taxes. Yeah. So he builds up his castle and wants to put a jeu de paume court in the top of his castle. So they're installing all this stuff. They got to install these drains, pipes, all kinds of stuff all over the place. And he just plays his tennis game, raises taxes, and doesn't pay any attention to all the chaos that's happening in Scotland because the dude's focused on athleticism and staying fit.
Sounds like LeBron James. King James.
Damn right. Yep.
See what you
People
did
trying
there.
to take him down, and he's just trying to play his game.
It's just like, I know we're down 0-3 in the series, but what did Clay say about me? What did LeBron say? What did he say?
He said, in quotes,
he said, this is a man's game. Oh, okay. LeBron said, oh, okay. And then Cleveland Cavaliers won 4-3, Game 7 winner. Ba-da-ba-da-ba.
Yep.
That's what
So
it was.
King James and King James have this mindset. Plumbing isn't so good. What are you going there for? No, come back. Come back. Where are you going? Show me Mario World. All right. So he's building all this stuff. Plumbing isn't so modern. So he's got those big pipes, those big drains that lead from holes in the castle's rooms. They're sewage. They're down to the open areas. And it happens to be exactly where his tennis courts. And his balls keep going into the drain.
I have that problem too.
And he's tired of it.
Yeah, me too.
So he has the drains sealed.
That keeps your balls from leaving out of the drain.
Damn right. Okay.
Yeah.
So now his tennis court is sealed off, sewage cleaned, but you got to remember that the people in Scotland are still fighting. There's a war. There's killing stuff and all kinds of stuff. People want this dude dead.
We don't worry about that. We over here playing wall ball or pickleball.
Damn right.
Yeah.
So one night, while he's in denial about what's happening, some assassins get into the castle. And they fight their way up to King James's bedroom.
Oh, they real assassins.
Yeah.
Obviously, his guards were playing pickleball and not studying the fine martial arts to protect the king.
True. There's a woman in his room.
Oh,
and
shit.
You know how they have those like iron barricades like on the door and then the wall that you run a board through it to lock it?
Oh, yeah.
To buy him some time, she didn't have the board. She put her arm through it.
Oh, that's gonna hurt.
So how much time do you think that bought when they kicked the door?
Oh, about 3 seconds.
Yeah, breaks her arm.
Oh yeah, he must have had that good D.
So
you put your arm in that shit. I got it. Don't worry. Who are you? She-Hulk? Anyway, I'm sorry. That was stupid. She was stupid. Did you freeze, or you just like holding really still so it looks like you froze? How did you lose your microphone again? This is ridiculous. You know what you have to do? Now it has to be the Omie D hour again. So let's just do that. So you have to go away and you have to come back. All right. Like, this is me. So I really like Super Mario Brothers. It's one of my favorite games. The original version, and it's super good. Oh, you're back. Right on.
You hear me?
Yeah.
I'm ready to get this done. All right. So this girl's arm's broken. King James is running off trying to get out, and he hits the sewers to get out of there. He's pulling some Andy Dufresne.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can't, because guess what's at the end of the sewer line?
They sealed it so your balls wouldn't get out.
They sealed it for his game. Assassins get him. End of King James. All because the dude tried to ignore the politics, play some wall ball, and be his own man.
So the moral of the story is just let your balls do what they're supposed to do.
Yep. Lose your balls, let them go.
Let them go. Just let your balls go. You don't want to seal it off and then get your balls, have you get murdered by the assassins. I've learned a lesson today.
Ignore the haters.
Yep.
Ignore the drains.
Ignore the haters. Ignore the drains. Look, I do like how you made the parallel of both of these guys being athletes, and that was pretty cool for him to ransom himself to himself. Like, yeah, I got that. Check my bank account. I got it in my sock drawer in a couple shoe boxes under the bed. Well, by the end of, what are you power drinking, or did you like freaking freeze again?
No, power drinking.
Jeez, freaking camel over here. So
my mega pint of wine.
Oh yeah,
my what?
That was the dumbest shit. Hey, so you had a mega pint. What is this? A super big go? Like what it was a very large glass. You said a mega pint. What an idiot. I'm about to go have a mega pint of vodka. That's what I'm about to do.
Goddamn right.
In this country of Mexico.
Thanks for listening to King James.
Look, he's the best. This show is great. I'm having a good time. I'm feeling good. I had a lot of
pre-drink. Get that orange pre-drink.
Yeah, I don't do pre-workout. So
Nope.
next week we've got common thread.
Yeah. Oh, it's a common thread. And so I get the privilege of writing these shows, right?
Yes.
And you get the privilege of producing them, which I don't think is a privilege at all. So God bless you for doing that.
I do work.
And I get to write them. You do the work, I write. And the common thread is so much fun to put together because I have this stupid effing idea, and then I get to tie it all together and try to make it into a puzzle, and it's dumb. No, it's dumb good. It's like Thug Thizzle dumb.
Yeah, Thug Thizzle, straight dumb. Shout outs to anybody that got on the Star Wars shirt or a yellow shirt. Look, if you think that we should change the color, because we had a color discussion before we got the color discussion before we started.
Color discussion.
If you think we should change the color, we should change the color here. Let us know. And also, look, if you enjoy what we do, feel free. There's a link down.
Wrong hand. Oh, there it goes. That doesn't work very well. I'll switch. What am I doing? Talk.
I don't know. There's a link down here in the comments. Look down there. Down there, there's a link. Click that. Copy paste it if you want to like buy us a cup of coffee because you just love what we
buy
do.
Me a mega pint of wine.
Buy him a mega pint of wine. You know, shout outs, hit us up if you want to buy us a mega pint or a keg. We'll do it. We'll make sure we take care of it on the show. But we've had a good time. Once again, this is Omie D, and I am the experience. I totally messed it up. I didn't mean to do that. That's where I was going.
That's fine. I disconnected a few times. What is this? We'll be professional by season 8. I don't know.
It's okay. Somebody tell us how to do this thing. We've only
or
done
pay us to do it this way. I don't know. Yeah,
I love it. So, any shout outs you want to give to anybody before we roll?
Like this might be a sad shout out, but anybody in Yellowstone. I used to work in Yellowstone National Park, and they're going through some shit right now. For real. So anybody in Yellowstone, Xanterra Parks, if that's still a thing, Grant Village, my homies.
Okay, shout outs to Yellowstone, and not this show that I've never seen, but apparently
No, I'm talking about the disaster that's happening.
No, the disaster in the national park is fucking horrible.
Yep,
it's horrible. But anyway, I love everybody, and we'll see y'all next week.
Bonus beats.